Well, hey folks, it's Friday and I need to get out on the course. And so I thought I'd bring out the Neptune Marlin that I got at the Northeast Expo and haven't done anything with. And this is a 7.5 -4.1, which means this is a very understable or flippy disc. So we're gonna have some fun going around George Ward here at Birmingham, Alabama. And hey, leave in the comments whether you've even heard of Neptune or what's your favorite random brand out there, kind of a smaller brand that you found some disc that you love. I'd love to hear what you have. And if you watch all the way to the end, I've got a little surprise for you about maybe how you could get this disc. So anyway, hope to see you out on the course. No, that's the wrong thing. I meant to say, I'll see you after the intro. I'm so good. I'm a professional. Come on now, guys. Okay, so I'm going to be playing to the yellow baskets and just see if we can push this out a little bit. Yep, it's going to be a hyzer flip day today. Put that one on edge and it just rolled right over. But if you watch my channel, you know I like understable more than overstable, so I think I might like this disc. Not a bad way to start. Got a little crosswind. I hope you could see how much of an angle I had to put that on just to keep it pushing straight. It was going to be tracking at the basket, caught the limbs. It lifted up a little high with this headwind. But no, I like it. Now the thing is, if it's this flippy right out of the box, first throws, I can't imagine what it's going to be like once it hits some trees and gets beat up. It's going to be a rescue utility disc, roller disc, I have a feeling, after a few rounds of playing. That's the hard thing about discs that start out flippy. They don't have a lot of places to go, whereas if it starts out overstable, it can kind of work through the stages of being beat up and still be viable for a lot of different shots along the way. Oh, thought it'd curl a little bit more. So this hole coming up is perfect. You want it to fade back to the right, but it's downhill. So you got to be careful about how it's going to hold on to that turn and speed up. Be interesting to see how this works out. It should be ideal for this, but I could also throw it wrong and go over the fence and lose the disc. Yeah, pull that inside. Look at that thing break. Well, the good news is I didn't land on the sidewalk. The sidewalk acts as a river OB. But yeah, with that headwind, I didn't even think about the headwind coming up here, and I pulled a little inside and that thing it was going to turn into a roller. So who would benefit from using a disc like this? Well, people that have slower arm speeds. It's not going to flip up as much, and it's going to push longer and get a little straighter, better drive for you. I think it would be a great disc for beginners and folks that just don't have as much arm speed, because the flipping over is going to be related to how fast you can throw it as well. So if you can't throw it as hard, it's going to stay straighter longer and counteract some of that wanting to dump off at the end with the lower speed. That was me trying to be cute, and I totally, in my mind, I was just going to throw that and it was going to slide under the basket, and it's too early to initiate my back moving like that. That was not my brightest move. It also hurt. It's 9 in the morning and it's way too early for me just to be out here playing. Sit down, sit down. Just trying to have to down tempo that and anticipate how much it's going to rise up and then drop off at the end. Worked out all right. Wow, that's a good sound. Ka-thonk. Guys, what's sad is I have to edit out the moans and groans that I make when I'm just bending down to pick up these discs. Getting old. Getting old, it's tough sometimes. That's why I'm out here pushing myself, and that's why I go play Ultimate, to just fight against everything. All right, so this will be a good test. I'm gonna put it out there, see if I can get it to ride. All right, pull my butt muscle. Folks, stretch before you throw. Just don't be dumb like me. To be honest, I was gonna stretch because I knew I was tight. I get there, parking lot's empty. As soon as I park and start to grab my gear, another car comes in and parks right next to me, and you can tell he's gonna wanna play too. So I'm like, I either gotta jump out and go play or wait for him and then be behind him. And I tend to play pretty fast, so I just jumped out and started playing. But my body says, you should have stretched. All right, so we're going for the basket behind the tree up on the hill there, so we gotta go up and around. Ooh, caught those limbs. I was pushing towards the basket. So the nice thing about understable discs is that you can manipulate them. You know, granted, sometimes you have to throw it way on hyzer to get it to pop up, not all the way, and then go fade off to the left. But you can shape a lot of shots with it if you understand what the flipping point of that disc is. Then you can compensate for it and use it to maneuver around. I mean, same thing with overstable, but in the opposite direction. Go figure. So I was tracking in and caught this limb right here as it was going right towards the basket. So guys, if you haven't played one disc rounds, I recommend it. It's just more relaxing in one sense, that you're not thinking about, oh, what disc should I use? What should I do? It's just you and a disc basically walking through the course, throwing a couple shots. But you also don't have the pressure of, I've got to shoot my best score ever. Because let's face it, you're playing with one disc. You're putting with a 7-speed. Or whatever disc you're using, there are things that are stacked against you that actually give you room to breathe and go, you know, let's not take it so seriously. You may even find yourself playing a little bit better. Threw that a little low, burned it over a little bit. There's a headwind, I think. And I wasn't quite sure how to throw that one without getting it too high, and I didn't want to burn it over into the sidewalk. A little wimpy. Another side benefit of playing with just one disc is you play faster. It's like I'm through 6 holes in about 15 minutes, and I'm not running, I'm just kind of cruising along. To be honest, I just checked about Ultimate and they've moved the time up, and I totally wasn't even thinking about my throw. Clocked that limb pretty good. Not my best drive. So now we get to see how the Marlin does for the upshot. think that's all right. Ooh, that wind is beating it. Yeah, the flippiness, a little downhill with this headwind, it just took it over, turned it into a roller. Almost got it on edge enough where it could have fought back, but just kind of toilet bowled. Miss it. Dang it. Limb caught the top of it, hit it and just knocked it down. I needed that much lower. Trying to throw uphill into the headwind, just lifted that a little higher than you want. Wind, Pete, wind. Because this hole, this kind of shot is ideal for that. You want to throw something flippy uphill to counteract the height and the fall off. So I was excited about throwing this hole, and then I kind of pooped it. Whew, got the headwind. All right, you could probably see my body, I didn't get engaged, and I kind of pulled off of it, threw it right into the headwind, so I pulled to the right. When you're standing on a slope, really take an extra second to think about your weight transfer, how you're standing. That was just a lazy throw that I did not think about how much the wind and the ground were gonna mess with me. Don't be like me, be smarter. Woo! I kind of didn't want to take a bogey on this, so I'm happy about that. Oh, I pushed that one out. I was worried about the flip, and I just kind of... So here's the flip side to having a flippy disc like that. I did my normal mistake of not engaging my shoulder and driving through, so I dropped into it and through. My timing was off, so I dropped my shoulder and pushed off to the left. Well, fortunately, because it's so flippy, it counteracted that and got me back to the middle. Whereas if it had been a stable disc, I'd have been gone. That may be where my love for flippy discs comes from. Who knows? I'm figuring out how to drop that thing in there. So I don't think they have a basket in the back. We got this one stolen, so I'm just going to have to go for the gray one. But let's do something fun. Let's try a thumber. Probably hurt my back, but so now I know this disc is flippy, real flippy, so it's going to get more action to it. And we've got a headwind. Hopefully you can see it on camera. That thing started immediately corkscrewing. I mean, it was bombing over. Yeah, that reaffirms my my theory on flippy gets more action. Oh, that sounded terrible. Flippy spins more. I underestimated how much that was going to barrel roll. That's the title of the video. Flippy gets more action. So this would be a perfect time to try out forehand. Good release, Pete, good release. I like the plastic, I like the feel of the disc. It's a good disc, but yeah, that was a terrible throw. So guys, this is a tough three because it's back behind the bridge over there. And you could try to punch through, but not with a 7-speed, so I'm gonna have to go out here then come around. Wow, into that wind. I hope you saw the angle. I think I threw it pretty good. I'll probably throw it here instead of here. Oh, there's a big gust. I mean, that almost turned into a roller. I thought I was going to get a little flip up and then ride and try to get near the other basket. It barely went straight until it died right into the ground. So this is why you want overstable discs in the wind, to be able to fight the wind. I mean, that disc had no chance with that headwind. As soon as that headwind hit it, it had nothing to fight against it, and it just crashed. Oh, good. I've only got about a 280-foot shot for my upshot. No problem. I think I like that limb. I was going to go by it a little too far. It got a good lift. I thought I hadn't put it, I thought I had given it a little too much hyzer and it was going for that tree, and it just said, no, I'm going to come on back over here. That's Flippy 4. It'll help or it'll hurt. Poop. Just wasn't focused. Wasn't focused. Sit down, hit that tree. It's hard to be touchy sometimes with a 7-speed. That just kept on going. It was trying. It was another foot, it would have smacked that band for sure. So Pete, when do you flick putt and when do you putt regular? Really, a lot of times it comes down to how I'm feeling when I step up to the putt. When I get closer, I tend to putt regular just because of the height thing and the flick thing. But as soon as I get outside of about circle 1, I'm almost always flick putting. But inside, kind of goes back and forth. The wind, how my flick putt's been doing. Yeah, I don't have a real set in stone answer, but a lot of times it's just kind of how I feel when I step up. Oh yeah, see it, grab it, headwind. Now roll back, yeah, yep. Yeah, it's a roller shot. Oh. Sometimes I get better than I deserve. And folks, it was like in the 30s just a couple days ago, and now it's just gorgeous out. Welcome to Alabama. Just didn't give it anything to give it a chance. So what's funny is I was hoping to have more forehand shots to mess with that, but everything distance-wise or the setup is needing me to throw backhands for distance, or it's just not working out for the forehand. So understable are great for forehands, for like that tunnel shot when you need to get low and shoot through, or you wrap around. It's just like throwing a flippy shot the other way. You throw it here and let it curl over to the right. Don't think you can't throw flippy if you're throwing forehands. Oh God. I swear the wind here just changes. Yeah, you can see it coming across there. So we got wind coming here, which is good, but then wind coming across here just sat on it. Well, there you go. Poop! Giving some away today. But like I said, I got a couple I didn't deserve, so can't be mad. That's the thing about playing with one disc. You don't have a second one to throw afterwards, because you know you want to correct it. There's something in us that just wants to throw that second shot when we miss. So that's the hat. I mean, that's all I got. So I'm not really mad, you know. I'm gonna make one of those though. I'm gonna make a hat shot one of these days. In Ultimate, I'm kind of known for knocking discs out of the sky with my hat. You know, I give them the point, but I still feel good about my my target practice. All right, so before I forget, I really do like the disc. The pearl plastic feels great. Better for slower arms, people starting out, beginners. It's really going to help hold the line better so you can get more distance, and it could be used as a great utility disc. Yeah, good disc. Like I said before, I like just about every disc that's made these days. The question is, does it fit your game, and can you work it the way you need it to work? And definitely workable. Come on, roll for me. Roll for me. I gave it all that build up and then I just, yeah. I was actually thinking, boy, I'm gonna put it here. It's just gonna cruise through the gap and then fade on back under the basket. Ah, crowd will cheer. Flowers will rain down from heaven. Yeah, I think I smacked a tree. Here, disky, disky. Not my prettiest. Drama. Need to throw a little drama in there. Well, there you go. I do like the disc a lot, and I may give this away to somebody that gives me the best comment, and especially if you made it all the way to here. The key word you need to put in there is Flippy. No, because other people may say something about Flippy. The key word to this is pearl. You got to add the word pearl into it. So anyway, there you go. Thank you so much for coming around with me, and I hope you have a great day, and I hope to see you out on the course.